We often do these videos about what we're buying, the benefits of buying some of these items. Well, periodically I also say this is what I bought just this week, because I want you to understand that even though I grow on farm, even though we have tons of food, even though we have tons of preps put up for years and years, I still am aggressively and assertively buying things that could benefit us and our family. So today we're going to talk about 5 things that I personally bought this week. The benefit is not to tell you what I've bought. The benefit is to show you the different ways I've viewed things this week. And not only that, to show that I'm adding to what we already have. Now, for you, it may look a little different, but I do want you to think, okay, I'm thinking of every aspect of my life, and the things that went on this week helped me decide these are the things I bought. So let's jump into it. We're going to go over what I purchased, but also maybe how you can modify it to yourself, and then we will talk about the importance of those things. This video is going to be going, it starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so much for being here today. Now, if you're new to the channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, but let us know what you think about this video, maybe why you would or why you would not buy the things that I purchased this week. Let's jump into it. So number one, I've done a lot of videos lately on water and how conserving water, the benefits of water storage, and a lot of that got me thinking. I actually did a giveaway this last month dealing with the filter. So this week I purchased some more water filtration systems, simple personal water filtration systems that will allow you to drink it in a bottle, also be able to filter through into a bigger gallon size bottle. So we have the bigger stockpiles of water, of course. We have several bricks, what they call bricks, which are the smaller storage water containers. And then we start buying things like the life straws, like the membrane solutions, like the Sawyer filters. The one I bought this week was a Sawyer filter. So I'm not sponsored by any of those, but I'm just trying to show you that no matter how much water I have had, no matter how much storage that I could put up, no matter how good my creek is running or how good my well is doing, you could never have too much water and too much prep there. So I bought a Sawyer water filter. One of the ones I bought was $22. The other one was around $40-something. So we're not talking big money here. It may be a great purchase for you in some form or fashion of some kind of filtration system. I also bought a different kind of filter for the whole house. We'll discuss that in the next coming videos, but I'm telling you, water is key. I think this was a good purchase this week, and I think you need to be looking at water and making sure you are stockpiling enough. Don't let water become something that can be considered a commodity. It needs to be a right of life, meaning you should not have to buy, you should not have your rights taken away from water. Sadly and slowly, I think we're starting to see that movement of we're marketing water, and that's not a good thing. We need to have the right to water always, and fresh, clean water. Number 2, I also bought some precious metals this week. Now, I did not buy from one of the gold providers. I would challenge you to look at Genesis Gold for sure if you're buying online. But I had a gentleman call me and say, I kind of needed some money this week, and you purchased this little coin from me. So I talked to Misty. We were able to get it at a good price. We were able to save cash by buying the gold. The gold is worth more than what I paid for it, so automatically it's an asset, of course, but I've already built up value in it because I was able to basically buy it for around 2017, 2018 pricing, not 2023 pricing. So it's been several years back and a good value, got it at a good discount, I guess is what I'm saying. Did I want to purchase that this week? No, I really did not have the funds to just say, hey, I'm gonna, blast them out on gold, but I could not bypass it because it was a good value. Remember, this week, the BRICS situation happened. They're looking at gold and commodities to back their currency. It's going to hurt our dollar over time. So therefore, if I have the more I have gold or silver, I think the better we're setting ourselves up across the globe. But also, it allows us to know that we have a stable currency that will be strong across the world no matter what. So gold and silver, definitely a good purchase. Every time I talk about what I buy through the week or month, precious metals are going to be in there. Number 3, now this is a bigger purchase, but I want you to see where I'm seeing and the importance of it. I purchased a little car this week. This car is 20 years old. 20 years old. So we're not buying new cars. We're not trying to invest crazy amounts of thousands of dollars. It was a good deal. Has hardly no miles on it, literally, because it was one of those ones that they would just drive only when they wanted to, almost like a quote-unquote weekend car. So it has hardly no miles on it. I mean, I'm talking under 20,000 miles. So it was hardly ever used. So it's practically a 20-year-old car that is brand new. Well, if you know, we did the same thing with Aiden's truck. It's a 97, and we redid the whole truck to make it practically brand new. Our goal is to try to get as less computerized versions of cars and start buying older cars that's already lost their value from the new sticker prices, where what I'm purchasing now is I've kept the value. It drives fine. It's not going to go down in value. It's not going to decrease in price. So I'm actually making an investment to have a car. Now, the benefits of this vehicle is not only the fact that it's 20 years old and has less mileage. It's the fact that, if you know, my wife drives this big monster bus tank thing. And then, of course, I drive a ranch truck, a truck that's kind of beat up and old, and it's made for our farm. But both of those are bigger engines and bigger gas guzzlers or diesel guzzlers. Well, with the price of fuel, we were able to find this car that's literally triple capacity of getting miles per gallon than any of the other vehicles that we have. So if we're making a run to town, if we're having to do something real quick in town, if we're having to go out of town, this vehicle will allow us to save money. And we were able to get it at an extremely good deal. So sometimes I buy things not because I have to have it. It's the fact that it just made sense because it's going to save money over time, or it was a good investment. Remember, I have 6 kids, so this car will allow us to have some cars as kids come up. Hayden's got one. Harley's just 3 years away from having a car as well. I know that's crazy, and it blows my mind that I'm saying that. So if I can start making sure that I'm buying something that will not depreciate in value because it's already lost all its value over the last 20 years, and actually a lot of the older cars are holding value or increasing in value because of all the computerized junk that's caused issues with all these new cars and all this inflated plastic crap that's no good. So we were able to make that purchase this week. And when I say that, I don't want to think that I'm bragging on that. I mean, this is a 20-year-old car, so we're not saying we spent thousands upon thousands upon thousands. We're not talking about that. I'm saying it was a good deal. I didn't want to pass it up, and it brought value to our property and our homestead because it allows us to save money in some areas, also to hold value when the dollar is struggling. And we've talked about this. It's not always struggling all the time, but it will hold value because it's already lost all its depreciated value in the car, so it can only be stable, kind of like gold, or go up from there. It's not going to really decrease in value. So we're spreading our assets out based on the fact that we can't always trust banks, or we can't always trust dollars. We're adding assets across the board, and these are just ways that we show that. Number 4 is we bought more livestock this week. Now, the reason I want to bring this up, and this will not pertain to someone who lives in the city. They can't buy this big cow or this big sheep or this big pig. I understand that. But if you're in the city, you may can look at chickens or rabbits and bees and things like that. But I want to tell you why I bought this livestock this week. If you know, like I told you with the whole point of me prefacing this whole conversation off the fact that we need rain, is a lot of farmers in our areas do not have the grass or the hay or the feed to be able to feed animals. However, I'm regenerative, so even with the way the grass has been lately and the way we're not getting rains, we've been able to have paddocks and pasture areas that still have pretty good green grass. We already have hay put up, and not as much as I want, but I do have enough hay to suffice. We're selling a lot of our piglets right now because we don't need the piglets. So we're able to utilize some of that bartering fund and those pigs that we're selling to then purchase these. These were some cows. They're more dairy cows. Also, what dairy cows do is they provide another asset because they're providing the milk. Not only meat or not only cows, but they're providing milk for our farm, which is how we do butter, how we do, of course, cheeses. One of our most sustainable drinks, of course, on farm with milk. So we wanted to invest back into our farm by buying more livestock, especially when the fact that these cows would have been sold out of state, or these cows may have not had the best life. Not because the farmer was doing something wrong, but because grass in this area has not grown too much, and these were a good addition to the farm. They're also very young, so I'm building a legacy farm. I'm trying to build a strong farm, so the younger my crop is, the more healthier our crop is, the more that they can grow with me on farm. It helps me as my older animals get older, the younger ones are coming right back. It's a very good, strong revolving circle, sustainable farm, regenerative ag approach. So I bought livestock this week. Livestock might not be perfect for you, but have you thought about buying some kind of asset such as a meat for this week? Have you thought about buying extra rabbits or chickens for the week? Have you thought about putting eggs up for the week? Have you thought about buying bulk meat this week? Think outside the box. This is a food purchase, a livestock purchase, a farm purchase, and a regenerative agricultural purpose for me. So you need to think of the same thing for you. If I can't buy a cow that's live and walking around, how can I look at maybe buying from a farmer this week to invest in my freezer to make sure I have enough food to go through the winter? Because right now you can pick them up pretty economical, especially if you're in some of those areas that have some drought going on. Now, cows have been up in price. I'm going to be honest, it's been very expensive around here to buy cows. However, you're starting to see that price go down because people have to get rid of animals before they get into winter. No grass, and of course, no extra hay. Number 5, what I purchased this week was adding to my solar array from my alternative energy. Now, I told you before, I don't necessarily believe that we can pull away from fossil fuels, and I'm not trying to. What I am trying to do is make sure that as fuel gets more expensive, as the grid struggles in a lot of areas, especially because of no rainfall, as you see, there's massive fires that are causing power outages even across America. What ways can we make sure that we're taking care of our families? Well, I have tons of freezers. I have tons of things that depend on some kind of simple electricity for a time being. So this week I added 4 more panels to my solar array. Now, is that a big game changer? It's not. I'll be honest with you. We're adding just some more watts, basically, to put more solar into our battery banks, and hopefully our battery banks can keep pushing good electricity through whatever we're utilizing them for. And in this case, it's supplemental energy for our coolers, freezers, and things like that. So why did I do that? Because I believe that if we keep adding it over time, it's easier to take that burden on. All these purchases that I've done this week can be very detrimental and can be overly expensive for you. We are steadily on a budget. We're steadily bringing funds in from our farm because we're working hard to provide for our family, but also to have over an abundance to sell. So this week, for instance, we're selling a lot of our piglets. We have 21 piglets on ground. Of course, if you're interested in piglets, reach out to us via email. And that's not a lot of money, but do you realize that covers the whole feed bill for the whole year by selling all these piglets off farm? We have several pigs that we're growing up just in case we don't sell the piglets. We can sell them at market price at butcher. So you see, I'm trying to build up livestock with our cattle, but then at the same time, we're having babies with the piglets, and we're able to sell them to provide for another family. With our cows, we'll go through a cycle same way, that when our cows will start going to market and we'll start having babies and calves and needing to sell those, and then all of a sudden we're adding more pigs or we're adding more sheep. It's a revolving circle there, but all the while our farm is bringing in income to then turn around and take care of us somewhere else. Our vehicles, we don't purchase new vehicles. Actually, you can add all 4 or 5 of our vehicles up and they probably wouldn't add up to probably one of your vehicles, because we buy very economical, very purposeful vehicles, and they tend to be at a very good deal. So we're building up based on budgeting to be able to make those purchases when I need to. This guy with the gold, if we were able to get this coin for 15 or 20% off, think about that. How many times now we have then invested in something that has gained 20% just by purchasing it? But it's because we had the cash to do it. So when we talk about side hustles, we talk about budgeting, we talk about taking care of your paycheck and trying to be as tight as you can, because it's tough to live in a world that's so inflated and tons of interest and tons of debt. If we learn to do things very smart and very economical, it allows us to make these purchases when we need to. You have to get yourself on a budget. You have to find passive income or side hustles. That way you can be ready to make these purchases at a deal and a steal to when you need them. The security of the water filters, the fact that we can make the good purchases and spread our assets out, or we simply say, you know what, this is something I need for our farm, or this is something I need for our freezer, or this is another way that I can build alternative energy to take care of my refrigerators. It's all in purpose to make the investment to take care of our families. That's what homesteading, prepping, sustainability is all about. Taking care of our family, understanding how to spread ourselves out to where we're not all eggs in one basket, from cash to gold to assets like cars, older cars, and things like food. Taking care of our family is all we do it for. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think, if this list was a good list, bad list. Tell me if you're making any purchase this week and what did you purchase. It could be from the things like seeds for $1 a pack to big purchases such as automobiles or big purchases such as gold. I don't know what you're purchasing this week, but let me know. I want to hear from you. What did you buy this week that could benefit your family? And what could we learn from all the things that went on this week to say, you know what, I need to start looking at this. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Happy homesteading, y'all.